Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm April and I'm the Wolf Ranch Girl. Alright, so today we're going to do a Halloween get ready with me. So me and my husband were Rip and Beth from Yellowstone, and it was really fun. I obviously look nothing like Beth Dutton. She is tall and slender and blonde, and I am none of those things. But my husband does look, he looks very similar to Rip, except he's got gray in his beard. So that was super fun to transform both of us into those characters, and we had a good time with the kids. We had a small get together with family friends who have kids that are about the same age as ours, and did a scavenger hunt with them for their candy in lieu of trick-or-treating this year. And then we did cookout by the fire, made different kinds of chili. We just had a really good time. So in our conversation, a couple of people saw pictures and said, "Who did your makeup?" And I was like, "Nobody did my makeup. I did my makeup." And they were like, "Oh, well, I'd never be able to do that." And I'm like, "Yeah, you totally can do it. It's not hard. I am not a makeup artist. I have not been trained in any kind of cosmetology or anything like that. So if I can pull off this makeup look, then you can pull off this makeup look." So all I did was found a picture on the internet of, I searched Beth Dutton makeup, and I'll insert the picture here. Okay, so I actually have the photo that I just showed you pulled up on my laptop, which is right beside me, so that I can see it. And then I'm going to pull out my makeup cart and show you guys the products that I'm using. So the first thing that you'll notice is I have a nice blemish, right? I should have been a witch this year instead of Beth Dutton, but anyway, I'm going to need to do something about that blemish. And if you haven't used Unique before, their foundation is pretty good, but this one is a little bit too yellow orangey for me, so I'm not going to use that. I don't have the right color. So I'm going to have to put some reading glasses on. And these make my eyes look yellow because they have the blue blockers in them. So this is the Fenty, I believe, Born This Way concealer. And it is in the shade Snow. And then I also have this NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. And I am not sure that I'm going to be able to, it's medium 1 custard. So I am not a colorologist. Is that what you would call them? I'm not a colorologist, but after doing a lot of research, I am a true neutral. So I can do cool colors or I can do warm colors, but I tend to stay with the cool colors. A lot of like, if I do cool foundation, it is too like white and pasty on me. If I do warm foundation, then it looks too orange. So I generally do a neutral color. But as far as colors, like eyeshadow colors and stuff, I can wear, most of the time I can wear almost anything and be okay with it. So I'm lucky in that. I do have this little wonder cloth that my mom put in my stocking last year at Christmas. And it's not wet or anything, but I'm just going to wipe down my face. It's actually one of those face cloths that you're supposed to be able to clean your face with just water. And I don't do that. I have a double cleansing method, but I'm just doing this to get any oils kind of off of my face. And I am not going to use a primer today, but if I was doing makeup for the whole day, this is a really good primer because I do have like combination skin, so it helps control the oil. And you can see that totally took this little cloth. I'll see if I can find the link and put it in the description. So this little cloth took all the oils and everything off of my face. And then if I was going to be using primer, then I would use this one. Unique has a really good primer also, but it is just, it's too, like, my skin doesn't like it. It's too oily for my skin. So the foundation that I used yesterday was the Clinique Even Better, and so that's what I'm going to use today. And I know you guys are going to ask me about the brushes, so I'm going to have to keep putting these glasses on. So my foundation brush that I use is BK Beauty 101, and it is like a kabuki brush, but it has a tapered edge. So it's got like a slant to it. I do have a kabuki brush that I also like, and it is from Unique, but I find that this one applies better. So I will be using that, and I will be using just a blender sponge thing for my concealer. Okay, so because I do need to make my face look thinner, I used a bronzer to do some face shaping, and this took some practice. So there's two bronzers that I use like daily, or not really daily, but if I'm ever trying to hype it up just a little bit, and it's the L'Oreal Lumi Bronzer, and I have a darker one, and then I have one that I use kind of daily, and this is the one that I'm going to use because I'm going to need to do some contouring because I do not have a thin face. And I'm using the ColourPop. I think I'm only going to use 2 colors in the ColourPop Going Coconuts palette, which I absolutely love. So I'm going to use this dark down here, and y'all are going to be like, what? But you guys saw that picture. And then this is the Profusion Mauves palette, and this is available at Walmart, and seriously, this palette is like $8. It's fabulous, and it's very cost effective. And then I'm going to be using just a variety of brushes. This is a Unique blending brush. See, it's rounded and very, oh, I'm going the wrong way. Rounded and really puffy when you look at it. And then this is the brush, and you can see it's still colored from me doing my makeup, so you can see how different that one looks. But so this one is kind of rounded and tapered, so it can get into the crease really well. And then I'm also going to be using a smudger brush, which I don't know about you guys, but I am not good at this. The smudger brush thing, if I can find it, that is not it. I have to edit this portion out. There it is. Okay, so these are my 3 BK Beauty brushes. And so here is the 101 brush, which is the foundation brush. And then this is the 202, which is the kind of pointed eyeshadow brush. And then here is the smudger brush, and this one is the 204. And this is what I'm going to use to get that real smoky look. And then I'm going to use Marc Jacobs black eyeliner. And then I have, I don't know what this is. This is like, I don't know. I think I got this brush like at Walgreens or something. But anyway, I use this to smudge the eyeliner. So that's the only thing that I use that for, and it's black. So those are the tools that I'm going to use today. I don't even think that I did. I might have. I don't think that I use this, but I should have. So this is just another kind of round brush, but it's very thin, like it's smaller, so it's more precise. And this is an e.l.f. brush. And that's what I'm going to use for that dark, dark brown color. Okay, and then of course some mascara. And I'm using the Luminous Lash Paradise. And what is this? Is this L'Oreal? Yep, L'Oreal. Okay, so let me go ahead, take these off. I'm gonna zoom in here and then position my, I'll probably use this camera actually. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here with this concealer and see if I can't focus in on my face. There we go. And do a little bit of concealing right here. So I get pretty dark circles under my eyes. They almost look purple, and it happens quite a bit when I'm sick or when I'm tired. And then you can see that I have like red on the top of my nose and around here. And not quite a year ago, but almost a year ago, I started using Curology, and that has really, really gone away, the redness, but I'm still gonna kind of try and cover it up just a little bit. So this is just kind of evening up the skin tone, making it a little bit brighter underneath the eyes. And I'm doing the same thing over here. Now I'm older, I am 41, so you are not going to see me baking anything on my skin at all, because I don't know if you guys can tell, but I do have some like crepey type skin underneath here. I'll try not to go out of camera frame, but I have a mirror right over here that I'm looking at. Make sure I don't look completely ridiculous. Now, I'm not going to look exactly like Beth Dutton. I'm just trying to get the general appearance, okay? Okay. And I don't know about you guys, but when I use these blender things, I feel like I'm punching myself in the face. So I don't know if I'm doing it right or not doing it right or what, but that's what I feel like. Okay, I'm probably doing this wrong too, but I actually put a little bit of, some people just put it on their finger and then dot it all over their face, and some people put it on their hands, and I just do like a little half circle-y type thing, and then just dot the foundation on my face, and then near my nose, since I have some pores that you can see in there, I kind of stipple it on. And then as I move out to my ears and my neck, that's when I kind of pull it lightly to pull it down. And I feel like there's no need for me to say this really, because I think I have like, I don't know, 10 followers or something, but this is not a sponsored video. Nobody in these companies know who I am. Again, I have not been trained by anyone, except maybe people that I watch on YouTube that I'm fans of. And that's actually how I found out about these BK Beauty brushes. And a portion of each of the sales from these brushes, I believe, goes to a woman's foundation or some sort of assistance, and I will find out more about that. But I do really love these. And then I learned to even out your, make sure that you don't have any kind of a line or anything, a pigmentation line, to tap it on your ears. And of course pull down to your neck. And I usually don't go this far down on my neck, but I do kind of have a chubby chin right here, so I'm going to be using my bronzer when we are doing the contouring to be able to kind of hide my chin. That's also why I have this mock turtleneck on. This is what I wore under my little homemade leopard jacket that I actually made out of a blanket, a $5 blanket. So kind of like a homemade Snuggie. Okay. And I love this foundation. It took me a long time to find something that I liked. I also used the Unique foundation because it's mineral based, and the other items tend to break me out, but this does not. So this is the Clinique Even Better. And I have this in Cool Neutral 62. And then I also have it, and this is a little bit darker. I think these are almost exactly the same, in Cool Neutral 52. They're almost exactly the same. One is just a tad lighter than the other. Okay. So now I'm going to use this just to dab right on there. Try and make sure that that's gone. So this is the concealer part, and if I needed to, I could put some here, but it looks like it's pretty good. So I'm just gonna leave that and then kind of dab around there. Make sure that you can't really see that too much. I mean, that is a monster, so I don't know. I think it's okay. All right, so the next thing that I am going to do is just take down the sheen a little bit with, this is the It Bye Pores finishing powder. Yep. It Bye Pores finishing powder. I actually did learn about this from a YouTuber, and it is wonderful. So I usually just use it right here in my T-zone, and it really diminishes the size of those pores. I mean, look what that did. It was an awesome find. So I'm just going to put it up there. That's going to take away the luminosity, and I'm not using very much, but just right there under my eyes and in the T-zone. And that's going to set that foundation in and set the concealer. So I should be able to move all the rest of those things out of the way. And I'm going to use two different types of bronzers. This is the Wet n Wild contouring palette, and the only time that I use this is if I'm like really trying to hide something, and I am not good at like squishing a brush to make it flat. So I have this flat brush, and I am just gonna tap into that. And I will say that this takes some practice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and hide a lot of this. So the contouring is going to apply shadows where I want things to look like they're sinking in, or that they don't exist. And I'm not really good at it, but I'm okay at it. So beauty brush. This is the 102 brush, and it is a big fluffy brush. And I'm just going to kind of buff it out without getting rid of the color. Okay. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the other bronzer, and I think I'm not going to use, well, I might use the super dark one, whatever. So this time I am going to take this brush and just kind of real lightly get in there, and then I'm going to go up into my hairline and just kind of shave off that larger part of my forehead. Now I'm going to have a wig on, so you're not going to see that much anyway, but it looks pretty good. And then you can see I have a slight, like if I go like this is where I want to put this line to kind of define my cheekbones. And like if I poke myself, they go up here. I have pretty big cheekbones. So this is where I'm going to take that line, and this time I am going to kind of squish my brush so it's kind of flat, and I'm just going to go right in that area there, and I don't come too far forward, just a little bit, and so that gives kind of a diffused look. I can come a little bit more forward if I want to. And then I'm just going to kind of blend it out. Okay, so you can already see that that gives me some definition to my face. And I'm going to do the same thing up here. I'm going to blend out those lines. Yeah, my nose looks, and if you don't do it right, your nose can look a little bit crooked, and I think that I did not do mine right this time. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side over here, but I'm never as good on that side as I am on the other side. My husband just came in like 3 times. Okay, so that is nice and diffused. That's what these big fluffy brushes are for, just to diffuse all of that. And then I'm also going to come with this and just do a little bit more down on my neck, because I really want to hide that little, like, whatever that's called that I have down there. So, and this will help also to do that. And I know that Beth Dutton usually doesn't have a huge amount of clothes on, but sometimes she does, and sometimes she wears cow neck stuff, so that's what we're doing with that. Okay, this is a unique product, and it is the Luminous Blush, and it is called Sweet. So I have, this is just a buffing brush is what it's called, and it is the Real Techniques, and I just really like how round it is. It's like the perfect size for my cheeks. And I just kind of build it up. Her cheeks in that picture are not, they're just a little bit flushed, and then she has quite a bit of sheen. So I could build that up a little bit more if I wanted to. And then you can, it should blend. You shouldn't have like a line of your contour and then a line. They should blend together fairly well. So I just start on the ball of my cheeks and then kind of pat, and then go all the way back to the hairline. And there we go. And the further back you go, the more you can kind of see the color as far as the camera goes. Okay, from Unique, I really like this Luminizer, and it is in Benevolent. So this is the powder Luminizer, and I'm using that Real Techniques brush that I used for the powder, the It Bye Bye Porous powder. And then she was really had a lot of like luminosity right here. Beth did in that picture, so I wouldn't normally put it this far forward, but since I'm doing that picture, and you can see it just adds a little bit of a sheen. It's very pretty. This also makes you look like you've had like a cheek lift or something, like some work done on your face. And I try to avoid getting it right in my like little crow's feet right there, because that's gonna make those more evident. And then it looks like she had some right on the tip of her nose. And then if you want to make your lips look bigger, just right at the lines in your Cupid's bow, kind of like purse your lips. And take some of that Luminizer just on your finger. And hit those ridges. And it makes your lips instantly look bigger. And then the opposite, you can take that same brush and go underneath here, underneath your lips, and it makes your bottom look bigger. So no kind of plastic surgery or anything like that, and your lips look bigger, just shadow and light, which sounds like something that you would hear in a Harry Potter film. Okay, so I didn't really put anything on my eyelids as far as what am I trying to say? Like a primer, an eyelid primer, but I did put some of my foundation up there. And so what I'm going to do with this, I don't even know what kind of brush it is. It's just another fluffy brush, not as fluffy as the blending brush, is I'm going to come onto my eyes and all over my lid, just put a base color. And that is just going to make sure that I don't have any kind of sticky parts that color is going to grab a hold to and be immovable. And I'm just going in, and then I blow on it. Some people tap on it, some people tap on their makeup thing, some people say not to do that and to tap on there. I don't know what's right. I just put it on. Okay, so that's going to give me a nice clean base to be able to start blending with. And I'm going to go in with, first I'm going to go in and kind of set where I'm putting, because she's got like red, brown, and almost black, and she's got a real smoky type eye. So I'm going to come in with, it's called Shell Team. This is ridiculous that I can't read this. No, Shell Yeah, which is this color right here. And if you guys don't have one of these, let me see if I can get it out here. Oh, here it is. This is a brush cleaner because I do not have time to clean my brushes, but this still has some red on it, and it's got like charcoal in there. And if you just kind of rub your brush in there, it cleans your brush off. So that's a neat thing. I don't know, I got it on Amazon. So anyway, all right, I'm just gonna kind of roll my brush in there because this is the one that's kind of tapered. And this has a nice big mirror on it, so I'm gonna use this. And I'm going to just put my point of my brush in and just start moving back and forth like a windshield wiper. And it's going to kind of give me a line, and I'm going to pull this out. I normally don't do that when I'm putting regular makeup on, but hers is pretty smudged out there. So I'm just pulling this out. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm essentially creating a crease on my eye, because I didn't used to think that I had hooded eyes, but I do. So you can kind of just see where I'm pulling that color up and creating where I want this color to go, like a template. And then I'm going to come from the corner and kind of sweep in to my movable lid, making a map of where I want these darker colors to go. And sometimes I don't go high enough up on my top lid. And this is kind of pretty just by itself. I love this palette. It's like awesome colors of neutral. Okay, so we won't come back to this one until we go to clean up. And now I'm going to move over to this more intense palette, the Mauves palette, and I'm going to be going right into that one, which looks pink on camera, but this is called, oh God, Mid-Noon Monsoon. This ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous. Okay, so I'm going to be going into Explode and Monsoon and kind of making a brick red kind of color. And I'm going to be just spinning my brush in just like I did before, and then tapping it off. And this time I'm actually going full on in the lid, like all over the place. And then I'm going to pull that color up and around. So you can still kind of see the more subdued color kind of at the top. And since this is that tapered brush, it's going into that edge there. And then I'm pulling forward, kind of making it more intense in the crease, but it is all over the lid. It looks a little bit more brick-like in my mirror, and it looks more pink here in the camera. We're going to go back into the other palette, but we are. So I'm just going to take this and kind of swipe off any kind of excess red. Now we're going to go in with that dark, kind of this dark brown right on the end here, which is called Nutty. And I am just like very lightly tapping that in there. Okay, so I'm just going to come right in here and kind of pat, and you'll see it already is making that shadow, and then I'm going to pull forward. And build up. It's one of those situations where you do not want to start with too much, and that's why I'm using this. I'm pretty heavy-handed, so that's why I'm using this very puffy brush, because it is kind of tapered, so I still have some control, and it still goes right in there into that crease, but I can't use, like, I don't know, it just helps me to be able to blend it out a little bit more and not make it so concentrated. So if I used this brush compared to this one, like, I can go ahead and do it. I'll do it on this side. So whereas this one pretty much covered that whole lid, if I do this one, see how it gives me like a defined V, like you can see the V. So that's why I'm using this one, because I want that real smoky look. So this really isn't that hard. So I've used like 3 colors, and I'm pretty much using the same strokes. Like there's not a lot of difference in the method of how I'm putting it on. I'm just using different brushes. So now I'm going to come with this little smudger brush, and I'm going to put it in this Explode color, which is like that bricky red. So I'm going to do like 3 taps there, and then 3 taps into Monsoon, and then I'm going to come right underneath there and add that color underneath my lash line. And again, I don't know if I'm doing this right, and I just kind of bring it up. I have no idea if I'm doing this right or not, but it's establishing the look that I'm going for, so that's what I need for it to do. And this one is very small and very short, so it's like for precise placement for sure. Okay, so I'm just about done with the eyeshadow portion, and now I'm going to go into the eyeliner portion. And I breathe on my brush so that it warms it up and it slides more easily. And I do like liquid liner a little bit better. When I first got the Marc Jacobs stuff, it really slid on, like was really velvety, and now it's like it's not even 6 months old, and it just seems dry. So I'm using a magnification mirror, and I'm almost laying this, but you see how it pulls my eye? I'm like laying the brush down, or the pencil down, so I have it dialed up quite a bit, and I'm just kind of laying it on the side, and I'm laying it on pretty thick here, and then I'm just going to do a little tail there, and then I'm going to come, and I don't know how people do eyeliner like underneath their eyelashes. I cannot do that. So mine is actually on my waterline. Then I told you guys I was going to use this angled brush, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to like buff this out and try to make it look messy. So I don't want there to be a definitive line. And I'm kind of like putting it at an angle and just kind of going back and forth to blend that out some. So it looks more smoked out. What's awesome about makeup is that if you don't like it, or you don't think that it looks the way you wanted it to turn out, sometimes things don't turn out the way you were going for, but you like them even better, and then it just washes off. So it's not like you're getting tattooed on your face. So you just try it, and if you don't like it, there's no one to be like, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. You just wash it off, you know? Okay, so then this is another of the Profusion. Yep, Profusion Cosmetics, and this is the Smoky palette. So I'm going to go in with this very flat brush. Yes, this is my Harry Potter makeup brush collection that my mom got me for Christmas a few years ago. So this is a very kind of flat brush, and I'm just going to go into my brow and kind of clean that up a little bit. So I'm using Pure is the color, and it's a matte, just like skin colored color. And then I almost forgot, with a similar brush, I could just leave things like this, but I'm going to add, just because this is me and it's kind of my thing. Yes, I just looked my brush. In this Going Coconuts, there's a Cocoa Crush color. It's right there. It's kind of a shimmer color, so I'm going to take a very light amount and put it like right in the corner. And just a tad into the top movable. And that just kind of opens my eye just a little bit. Just right there in the corner. And by wetting my brush, it makes it stick better and the color payoff is better. Okay. So I think that'll do it. I just have to do mascara and lips. I'm not going to do anything with my eyebrows because she's like a strawberry blonde, so hers are really light blonde, and there's not anything that I can do with my eyebrows to make them look blonde. I use, if I want extra long lashes, then generally what I do is I wait for the first coat to dry and then I go back over just on the tips, and that will make them longer. I don't know if you can tell or not, but okay. And this is the Lash Paradise, but honestly, you guys, the best mascara that I have ever had is the Unique mascara. It's really wonderful, and it really does give you extra length. I'm not using it today because I didn't want it to sound like this was a Unique sales pitch, but it's the Unique Epic mascara. And then because her lips are usually nude, I have this Stellar. And this is just a liquid lipstick. Big surprise, also from Unique. But they have really good products. So I did that. And there we go. So this is my Beth Dutton makeup, and this is a look that I could rock if I was going out on a date or whatever. So just try stuff because makeup is fun. So anyway, I hope that you guys like this video. I hope that you found it to be somewhat entertaining. Definitely took stress off, made it positive and productive, and helped you navigate at least your Halloween life for sure. And just know that if I can do something like this, then you can do something like this too. Just have fun and try it. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, or as my kids say, smash that like button. If you'd like to see additional content from me, you can subscribe to my channel. And if you want to be notified of any new content that I do put up, you can click on that notification button. So again, I hope you had a good time. I did have a good time, and hope it wasn't too chatty of a video. But anyway, I'm gonna go and fix a cup of coffee and probably do some video editing. So I'll talk to you guys later, and have a great night. Laters.